Welcome to the Millcreek Government Channel. I am Judy Zelina. Joining us on the program today is going to be someone that I think is pretty familiar to many of our viewers. We have Nancy Milkowski, and Nancy is the Executive Director of Habitat for Humanity. Nancy, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a while since you've been on the show.
Yes, thank you for the invitation.
And I know you've always got new stuff going on. You certainly don't sit still, do you?
No, we're very busy.
I know. First off, though, what I'd like to do, Nancy, is if you can give us a little history of Habitat for Humanity and how you got on board with them.
Sure. This is actually an exciting year for us. This is our 25th anniversary of having an affiliate of Habitat here in Erie. Habitat actually started in 1976, but our affiliate was started by Reverend McCormick, and he brought Habitat concept to Erie in 1989. So here we are, 25 years later. We've built over 60 homes with partner families.
Oh my gosh.
And this is our big celebration year. So we're very, very excited. We've made a lot of headway, but there's still a lot of work to be done in our community. I got involved with Habitat about a little over 8 years ago as the executive director. But before that, I actually worked as a volunteer and really believe in the mission of Habitat. I loved the concept of it's not a hand out, it is a hand up.
And what does that mean?
What that means is the families have to earn their opportunity. They work what's called sweat equity. So they're out there right alongside of volunteers making their dream happen. And then it's not free. So Habitat houses, the families end up paying for, but they have a 0% interest mortgage. But I loved the fact of being able to make that dream happen for yourself and for us as volunteers to support the families in that goal.
It is a very interesting and an exciting way for people who never thought they'd ever have the opportunity to own a home to become homeowners.
Absolutely.
You guys do a great job. I know my nephews volunteer quite often. They're out there, oh, we're gonna, and it doesn't matter the weather. I'm thinking, oh, wow. You young'uns, in the freezing cold or rain or whatever, they're there pitching into. So you have a great core of volunteers.
Yes, we do. We're very blessed that way.
Now, you would have to apply. There's an application process for anyone who wants Habitat, a home from Habitat, correct?
Yes. We do an application session twice a year, one in the spring and one in the fall. We have 3 main requirements for anyone that's interested in pursuing Habitat housing. The first is they have to have an ability to pay. Habitat houses are not free. That's probably the biggest myth about Habitat
it is.
Out there. So what makes it affordable is this 0% interest. So Habitat loans the family the money, and then the family has about 25 years to pay it back at no interest. That's what makes it affordable for them. In the majority of cases, as a homeowner, they are paying less to own than they ever did to rent, which is really a blessing for them. The second thing is the families have to be willing to partner. Habitat is all about partnering. We partner with donors, we partner with volunteers, and we partner with our families. What that means is we have some expectations of our families, and then the families can expect certain things from Habitat. We expect that our families are going to attend homeownership preparation classes. They also have to meet monthly with a budget coach. Families that come to Habitat are not eligible for traditional financing. And that means something happened. Either they made a bad decision, maybe life happened to them, maybe they just don't have a high-paying job. And that is, Habitat provides an opportunity for all of them to still achieve the dream of home ownership. So they have to meet monthly with a budget coach, and I'm so proud that our families under that program have managed to pay out thousands and thousands of back debt. I mean, they really have made tremendous progress. They save for their down payment. They start an emergency fund. Our families have made tremendous progress in that. And then our families have to do what's called sweat equity. Our families have to work at least 300 hours, and they actually help build not only their house, but they start by helping somebody else.
Okay.
So it's about somebody else before it's ever about them.
Oh, all right.
And so they know what that's like then. When a volunteer comes and helps them, it's like, wow, they came to help me, and they know what that feels like because they helped someone else. These 300 hours are part of not only learning what goes into building a house, but it's also about building community. And so they have an opportunity to work alongside volunteers that they may never have met in any other way. And that's what makes our community strong. How we all come together and work together and help each other. And so that sweat equity component is core to the Habitat mission. And then the final thing to qualify is our families have to have a housing need. So you can't just come to Habitat and say, hey, I'd like a 0% interest mortgage. This is really for families that have a true need for house. It can be overcrowding, it can be structural deficiencies, it can be a cost overburden. So we make all those determinations, and the families that qualify then begin the process. Most families, it takes them 1.5 to 2 years to get through it.
Wow. Oh my God. Well, you said you have applications in the spring and the fall.
Correct.
How many applicants do you get?
You know, that really, it's really interesting because it changes every time. Sometimes we have as many as maybe 40 come to an application session. We may have less than 20. So the families that come, though, really have a clear goal. They want to earn a home, and they have to recognize it's not easy. You know, they have to make a lot of personal sacrifice during this process. They have to find childcare when they have to work those hours. Recently, we've had more families that don't drive. And so they have to figure out ways, how do you get to these work sites? They're not on traditional bus routes. So how do you get there? And they have to become responsible, and they have to pay attention to their schedule. And there's so many soft skills that are developing behind the scenes during this 1.5 to 2 year process. It's really amazing to see how far they come in that period of time.
Where do you find the sites to build these homes? How does that come about?
A variety of different ways. Sometimes we get people who call and say, my family acquired a piece of land many, many years ago with the intent to build, and we're not going to. We'd like to donate that property to Habitat. That's wonderful.
Oh, yes.
We really appreciate that. We also, on occasion, do purchase land if it falls within. We have a very small amount of money that we can use for lot purchase, but we do that when somebody calls, or sometimes we find it on our own. So it just really, it really depends on whatever way we can acquire property, we try to get it so that we have a land bank so that we can continue, you know, our building mission.
Where is your area where you would build a home in? Is it just in Erie County or in the city?
Well, we're the greater Erie, so we actually go into, if we would cover the county, we've built 4 houses in Union City.
Okay.
We've built primarily in the city of Erie. However, we are hopeful that we'll be able to acquire some land we're looking like in Girard, Fairview, Millcreek, in maybe even in Albion. We've had more requests from families from that area that are looking for help for housing. So we're looking for land. So if there's somebody out there that has a piece of land that they would like to donate, you know, by all means give our office a call. We have to have connections to public water and public sewer.
Okay.
So when we get out to the county, that's a little bit more challenging.
Iffy, yes.
We've also had some inquiries for help in Northeast. So we may have an opportunity at some point to build there. So we're open to that. It's really where we can acquire the property in order to make that opportunity available.
Okay, now, so I've applied. I've been accepted. I'm going to volunteer. I'm putting in a little bit of sweat equity. But I'm also working side by side with many volunteers, correct?
Yes.
Do you have any requirements for volunteers?
Our volunteers have to be at least 16 years of age.
Okay.
Between 16 and 18, they have to have a parent or guardian sign their waiver. But the upper end can be any number. We've had volunteers that are well into their upper 80s. We had a volunteer that was 90 that came out physically able to do it. Why not? So we have retirees, we have men, we have women. in the more recent years, we've had more businesses that have called and wanted to come out as part of a corporate build experience. And that's been a wonderful opportunity, not only for Habitat, but what we're finding is that it brings out different qualities in the employees. So when they're outside of their traditional office environment,
all right,
you see different leadership skills emerge.
Oh.
And so when they go back to their job, their managers can kind of look at them a little differently, maybe give them some other opportunities because they've seen these different skills emerge. Mm-hmm. So the way that has benefited the businesses in a team building activity and making a difference for a family is a wonderful opportunity. So we've seen a little bit more of that. The colleges are great. They come out and build with us all the time. We have campus chapters at Gannon and at Mercyhurst, as well as Allegheny College, and so they come out and build. The athletic departments, particularly of Penn State, have been awesome. They bring their teams out to build. So yeah, we really hit across the board. Lots of churches, senior groups, I mean, all kinds of people come out and build, but we have this core group that works every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. They are the backbone of what we do. We love our regulars and couldn't do what we do without them, really.
I wanted to ask too, and you're talking about they all get together to help build these homes. Mm-hmm. The materials for the house, are those donated? Where does that come from?
That's probably another big myth about Habitat. Lots of people think, oh, well, everything just is there. It just appears.
It just appears.
It just appears. We have to actually fundraise all the money for all the materials. The materials are not donated.
Really?
Really. So that's why you see we do a couple of major fundraisers a year. We're always looking for donations because we have to raise that money. So when we're looking at doing a house, we have to get at least $50,000 so that we can purchase the materials. So we're constantly looking for donations in order to do that. We have some businesses that have been able to discount a little bit for us. I think the wonderful thing about Habitat is in our history for now, we've been able to buy everything local. So that when people make their donation here to the Erie Habitat, we use that dollar to buy materials here locally. Then when the families pay back their mortgage, that dollar gets recycled to benefit another family. So those dollars continue to benefit. We just can't wait 25 years for each house.
Right.
Material costs are continuing to go up, so it is a struggle to raise the money, and it's getting a little harder. But we've been really blessed, but we do have to raise the money in order to do that. They are not all donated.
Well, I'm pleased to hear that all the money that people are donating and so forth stays right here within Erie County to help future homes.
Yes, we have a unique opportunity for people that if they desire for their donation to stay 100% local, they can indicate that, and we will absolutely honor that.
Okay.
If there's somebody that's watching that has a desire to help here, but really knows that globally housing is a struggle, and they'd love to make an impact that way, we actually, as a Christian organization, we tithe.
Okay.
So they can make their gift to us, and they can just keep it to address like to Habitat for Humanity. We'll tithe on that gift, and we'll support, we'll make a gift then to support the building efforts globally. So people can absolutely make a designation whichever way they prefer, and we'll absolutely honor that. So we're not only helping people here, but we've also built internationally over 40 houses through our tithing efforts.
Oh my gosh, wonderful, Nancy.
So yeah, so we're making an impact all over the world, and we're so proud of what we've been able to do.
You should be, you should be. I wanted to ask too, you had mentioned, let's go back, you were talking about you have a few different fundraisers. Do you have some annual fundraisers that we can look forward to helping you with and participate in?
We do a golf tournament the beginning of June every year, and that's an annual event. We also participate in the Walk for a Healthy Community, which also happens in June.
I can walk. Golf, you aren't going to see me there.
Oh wait, you could come and walk with us.
I'll come and walk on the golf course.
There you go.
I'll do the walk.
That would be wonderful. And then in the fall, we do what's called Monopoly Night. And we've been doing the last couple of years with a Halloween theme, which has been a ton of fun. So we do those as our major fundraisers, and then we do a couple of small things throughout the year, but those are our big guys that we really try to make a big success.
I've heard of the Monopoly, so I'm going to join you on that one this year.
Okay.
Because you guys do a wonderful job, and I think it's so important for people to realize that that is how you get your funding. You know, it's by donation, and things get built because of volunteers. Now, I'll bet you have a lot of volunteers that have like skills, like electrical skills and building skills, that they'll just come and help you too.
Sure. The cool thing is no experience is required for volunteers. So
but you've got some with.
But we are so grateful when somebody can come to us and has some skills. We put it right to use. That's been fantastic. And if somebody has a desire to do that, they want to bring their technical skills, by all means, call our office. We'll be more than happy to find the right time of the build to utilize your skills the best. We're really, really grateful for that. And it's amazing that as people regularly volunteer, how their individual skills improve so much.
See.
And so they become a real asset to the organization as well.
Well, I want to talk right now about one of my favorite places to go.
I know you love that.
I know, you know I do. And that is the Restore.
Yes.
Tell our viewers about the Restore.
Yes, we have what's called a Restore. It's a store open to the public where we sell new and used building materials. We're located at 903 Parade Street. We're open all day on Saturdays from 8 until 4 o'clock. And we are full of little bargains and treasures.
Oh, you are.
Oh,
yes, you are.
We have one of the very nice things about the Restore is the materials that we get are all donated materials. So they might be from businesses that are no longer carrying a particular line, or they're changing out a color, or they just have excess inventory. So they can make a donation of product to the Restore. They can use that as a tax benefit for their records. And then what happens is we sell then materials to the public, and that money helps us buy materials for new habitat houses. So it really is what I like to call the ultimate in recycling. We also then, for people who are doing remodeling projects and they have things that are still in good condition, there's no reason to throw it to the curb. There's no reason to have it hauled to the landfill. You can donate it to the Restore, and then that can be recycled, sold, and then another family can benefit, and again, we'll raise money to build new habitat houses. It's still somewhat quiet. People are still finding out about the store, but it's like this wonderful smile goes on. Wow, we never knew this store was here, and this is great. It's been fantastic. We carry things like doors, and we do kitchen cabinets, and we have light fixtures, and we have toilets, and we have different appliances and flooring. Things change in the store all the time. So it's worth coming by and looking. Landlords have been able to change up as they have tenants moving in and out. You know, we'll sell an interior door for $10.95, and they go through doors like crazy. And so they can maintain their properties for a reasonable amount of money. We've had some great stories where young couples are just buying a house and don't have a lot of money to go and do dramatic things at this point, but they want to do upgrades. And so they can come to the Restore and they purchase things, and then they go home and do it. We've had people who have older homes that want older things. And so they can come to the Restore, and they've been able to find things. And I can tell you that we've had every level of person that has come into the store. Lots of our volunteers have purchased things. Our whole staff has found things that they can use, and purchase out of the Restore, because we all know that we're helping be able to build new habitat houses.
I think that is wonderful.
Yeah,
it's wonderful. I mean, some of the things you have carpeting, new carpeting there that maybe a distributor is a remnant
Yeah.
that they can't get rid of and they donate to you.
Yeah.
Tile, floor tile,
Yes.
ceramic tile. She has it all. I'm not kidding you. You have got to stop down there.
Yeah.
And even, I have to tell you now with Pinterest, how people are
yes.
really recycling things
Yes.
with found objects and home objects.
Yes.
You're the place to go to.
Yeah. We've also had some unique ways that people have used stuff. We've had artists come in and buy like odd tiles and different things and make beautiful artwork. We've also had schools that are putting plays together and need things for sets. And so they come in
great
and they
idea.
get things, they use it for the play, then they'll donate it back. I mean, it's just, there's so many cool things about the Restore.
Now, donating.
Yes.
All right, say I'm renovating my house. I've got some really nice items, but I want to upgrade. They're still usable.
Yes.
They're still good.
Yep.
But I can't fit them in my car to get them to you. What can I do? How can I get that stuff to you?
If you would like, if it's larger items, you can call our office and we'll arrange pickups. We generally do them on Thursday afternoons and we'll be happy to get you scheduled. Sometimes you have to wait a week or two just because sometimes we get an influx of calls and we try to schedule it for transportation, make it as easy as possible. But we will come absolutely and do pickups. People can also, if it's things you can fit in your car, by all means bring them down. We have people there Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 2. You can drop off your materials. They'll give you a receipt you can use for your tax purposes, and you can get it out of your house and help us.
Another thing I wanted to mention, we're talking about the different items that you do take, but there are some things that you don't take.
Yes.
And what would those items be, Nancy?
Right now, we are not taking dishwashers.
Now, why would that be?
There's a new lead law that passed that affected us starting in January. We sold a lot of dishwashers, but now we're not allowed to. They have to wait until what's in the system right now cycles out, and then hopefully in maybe a couple of years we'll be able to bring them back. Right now, we are not taking shower bases. We have a ton of shower bases in the store right now, so we don't take those. We don't take built-in ovens. We don't take furnaces. We don't take hot water tanks, things like that.
Right.
But we have a list both on our website and we have a brochure that people can certainly check out and see what's on the list and because that changes. Sometimes we're specifically recruiting things and sometimes we just get an influx.
Right.
And so we just need to kind of put it on hold for a while. The other thing I'll mention is if somebody is doing remodeling and they have a contractor doing the work, you can also talk to your contractors. We've had some wonderful partners who have been willing to take, if they're changing out like the cupboards, they'd be willing to bring them down to Habitat for them.
Got it.
So you can absolutely talk to your contractors. They've been really good about helping the community that way as well.
I noticed that you didn't take televisions. Yes. Why wouldn't you take a television?
Well, at this point, we did for a period of time taking them, but we didn't sell them. And
everyone wants the brand new flat screen.
Exactly.
Go buy them on Black Friday, right?
Right. So part of it is we have a very small, our store is small.
Right.
And things change in the store all the time, but we've got to continue to sell what people want and what we can get. And TVs just weren't moving for us, so we just made it easier and just said, you know what? No more TVs.
Okay. Nancy, before the show we're coming to the end of our time, but you were talking about a new program, a pilot program that you're starting.
Yes.
Tell our viewers about that.
Sure. We are doing a new program where it's a pilot program, so it's very small at this point, but we are looking for a few projects if people are interested. We are doing some critical home repair projects. What that means is if there's something that needs to be done that is like a code violation, if you have accessibility issues, if it's a health and safety issue, and you can afford, it's still not free. We follow Habitat's rules, so you'll still have a payback, but it's affordable. There's no interest. But you can call our office and get an application. and we are looking for a couple more projects to complete our pilot to see if this is something that we would like to do going forward. So right now it's just a test. So we've helped a couple of families already to date, but we are looking for a few more projects. So you can just call our office, get an application, and then we'll go from there and see if it's a good fit for us.
Okay. Now, how to apply? They would call your office, or can they get this application online, or do you ask them to call first?
We would ask for them to call so that we have an opportunity to explain a little bit more, remind them that it is not free. We have a cap. Our projects cannot exceed $5,500. They have to own their home. They cannot be a renter.
Okay.
So we like to go over that information with them just to make sure that they understand before they go through the application process.
Okay, and again, we mentioned volunteers are so important to your organization. And again, let our viewers know, what are you looking for in a volunteer?
A volunteer for us is somebody that's willing to help, lend a helping hand. So if construction's your thing, we'd love to have you on the construction site. If you're interested in helping in our office, we have a very, very small staff. And if you have a skill that you can help in doing data entry, or you love answering phones, or you like doing mailings, that's great. We also have 10 different volunteer committees, and they do everything from helping us find land, to helping us with all of our special events, to partnering with our families that are coming through the process, to our marketing committee, all these kinds of things. These are all staffed by volunteers. So we can use anyone's help. If they want to get involved in Habitat, it's all about community, and we have an opportunity for you.
Well, there you have it, viewers. Don't think that you have to know how to build a house to call and volunteer, because Nancy will find a place for you. I'm here to tell you not to worry.
Right.
Everybody has a skill. Everybody has something they can do.
Yes.
And she's going to find the right niche for you.
Absolutely.
Nancy, thank you so much for coming on the show, letting our viewers know what you have new out there. Again, letting them know about the Restore, my favorite place to shop.
It is.
It is. So thank you for what you do. It's a wonderful organization. I'm glad we could let our viewers know what you do and how hard you work.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So viewers, any questions, you want to volunteer, help out, maybe even apply for one of the programs, please give them a call. And until next time, thank you for tuning in to the Millcreek Government Channel.
You're watching the Millcreek Government Channel, powered by WQLN Public Media.